to episode 216. I had to look at the paper.
I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Wenny. Thanks for checking out the show if this is your first time viewing. And we really appreciate return viewers coming back.
Yes, we do. We still have our monster knit-along.
Or creature. Doesn't have to be a monster.
As long as it's not a person or to resemble a person.
Yeah, it's not like a doll thing. It's more like creatures.
Yes.
That's
that runs through the end of July, or maybe possibly a little later, depending on when
we will draw a prize the first recording after July ends. Yes. Second of all, we're going to do a book review from Cooperative Press by Shannon Oakey. It is Shannon Oakey, isn't it?
Yes.
Aurora Borealis
That's what
Mittens.
you told me.
I suddenly am second guessing myself. I better look.
Yeah.
It is. I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know what happened. I just suddenly panicked. Yeah. So.
Sorry, why are you looking at?
I don't know what you're doing. I'm just confused.
Don't worry about it. Nothing.
So, anyway. But yeah, we'll be doing that at the end of the show, so stay tuned because there is also going to be a giveaway of that PDF book in 2 weeks, episode 218.
And we're drawing for the winner of the color wheel knits at the end of the show.
Yeah, so stay tuned to find out who the winner was for that. And we're bringing back something that we did last summer that went so well. We're bringing back the prayer, comfort, shawl ministry that is coordinated by Lee Skill from Webbs.
Right, and that was any gently used shawls that you no longer want.
Or brand new ones that you felt like knitting. It can be any shape or size. She's not particular. There's
any
no
material,
rules. Any
wool,
material.
acrylic, whatever.
And what she does is she finds people who need them, moms in shelters or elderly people in care, or people in the community who've lost a family member and they just need some comfort. And we got so many donations last year.
We did.
Lisa's offering a prize again for somebody. And we're going to welcome anyone out there who cares to donate a prize to this endeavor. We would appreciate that. So just PM either me or Sheila on Ravelry. And I'm going to set up a thread for it. Again, we're just going to go on Trust. You will send your shawls directly to Lise, but post in the thread a picture of each shawl that you donate. And that'll give you an entry. Every shawl gives you an entry for the prize. I will post whatever prizes are offered on the thread too, and information on where to send it. So that's all going to be on the show notes eventually and in Ravelry in the contest thread. So let's see if we can do that because we got so many for her last year that they lasted like a whole year.
Yeah, she just said she emailed and she just gave her last ones away.
Yeah, so
that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So we really appreciate anyone who helped us last year, and would really appreciate it again this year.
It's a good thing. I know I went through and I gave about 6 shawls away last year because I had shawls that I knit that were beautiful, but that I just don't wear, and that I don't have anybody to gift them to, so I gave them to her. So something to think about, and so we'll be doing that. That's going to run in August and September for those 2 months. So let's see, on the dance card.
You're first.
I am. Well, the first thing I have on the dance card, I have to look up the name of the pattern. It's on my phone. I have Rialto Baby Beanie by Haley Waxberg. Sorry, I can see that out of the corner of my eye.
Sorry.
So it looks like this.
Very pretty.
It's on my phone. It's from Knitomatic. It's a free pattern from Knitomatic. So you have to check out like you're going to buy it, but it's free.
Oh.
And I'm doing it out of Plymouth Select DK in like a turquoise and a pale gray.
Now, is this stuff that's from your stash?
No, this is a Baubles and Bling. I'll talk about that in Baubles and Bling. Yeah, I didn't have anything in my stash that was appropriate, so. So that is the Rialto Baby Beanie, and I'm about halfway done. And I just cast it on this morning. So it's going really fast.
Yeah, well, it's a baby hat.
It's a baby hat. So that's number 1. Number 2, I'm still working on my, of course I'm in the middle of a row. I'm still working on my
That's 3 weeks in
TVG.
a row.
I know.
You know that?
Our TGV. High speed knitting. And the reason I'm in the middle of the row is because I am on the edging. And in order to do the edging, I had to double the number of stitches. So now I have like 1,000 stitches on there, and every row takes me forever. And it's knit 2, purl 2, knit 2. It's 2x2 rib. So that's what I'm working on now. I got this is half of my yarn knit up. So I still have all this left.
Nice.
But this is going to suck a lot of yardage because
it is.
It's double.
It'll suck your soul too, but
I don't know. It's still mindless enough where you can just go. You can see what you're supposed to do. You don't have to pay attention. I worked on it for a while. I was on vacation this weekend. I knit on it. And that is by, I can't remember the name of the person. I'll tell you.
Either.
It's on my phone. I'll tell you. And of course it is no longer on my phone. I have to look it up. Oh, where is that? Here we go. It is by Susan Ashcroft.
Oh. How come center pulls don't always pull so nicely on center
I don't know. So that's the second thing I have, and I did get some work on it because now I'm more than halfway done with it. Yay! The third thing I have is my sock.
Oh, we're getting there. You've turned the heel.
I've turned the heel. I have a foot. So I'm almost done. This is my modified Leyburn sock. This is a finished one. And it's a collection, not an obsession.
It's a collection, not an obsession.
By Blue Moon Fiber Art Socks at Rock, medium weight. Medium weight is the weight. And I modified it to have the pattern go in a little point here. And I didn't put it on the back of the sock. And a big part of the reason I did that, number 1, is it does, when you do it all the way around, does draw the legging quite a bit. And so it doesn't have as much stretch because this is a slip stitch pattern. But number 2, because this pattern was done on an uneven number of stitches, and because I had to modify it for some reason.
Because on the needles that you were doing with the median,
that's right, it was huge. So I had to go down, and I couldn't do it evenly. So there was going to be like a gap here where there were no stitches, and I decided I'll just avoid that by only doing it on the front, and I kind of like how that looks. So I'm about on the leg. I've done like 1 row on the leg so far. So that's got some love too. I did actually quite a bit of knitting, that's because I didn't do anything but sit around all weekend and chat. So that was my third thing. Those are my Rhinebeck socks. I can't remember who does the Leyburn thing. It's in my show notes. I'm not looking it up. Those are my Rhinebeck 2015 socks, so I won't wear them until I go to Rhinebeck. And that's all I have currently on the dance card.
So mine's going to be really short and sweet. I still have my Rose City rollers on my dance card. I don't remember where I was last week. I think I was decreasing the gusset.
Yes.
So I'm now on the foot. The decrease is done. Probably halfway up the foot before I can
Why are there pins all over that?
That's so that I can count how many.
Oh, I see.
So this is my project half done. So this every 20 stitches. So 2, 4, 6, 80 stitches. Actually, I think it's 79 if I recall correctly. 79 stitches is where I start to do the decrease of the toe. Because I was tired of mismatching my socks by a little bit.
Okay. Is Rose City Rollers the only thing you have on the dance card?
I have not knit. I knit when did we record?
Last Tuesday.
So I knit Tuesday and that was about it. It's been very, I don't know, it hasn't been hot, but it has. It's been humid in my house.
It's been humid.
And I don't have the AC up in our house right now. And knock on wood, we haven't needed it at night. We just run the fan.
No, it's cooled down at night. It's just hot during the day.
And work has been very busy where I have not been able to really knit at work for lunch.
Yeah,
I've only been taking a 30-minute lunch just to eat and go back because we're really short-handed. So I really have not knit since we podcasted last.
Sure.
I did knit a little bit on Friday when we were waiting for the movie. But... So, yeah, I gotta roll up some things because I'm going on vacation soon. I'm gonna need to have my projects.
Oh, yeah, you need to get that ready.
I do.
All right. Well,
that's all I got.
So nothing else is active right now.
Nope.
Rate your date. I have a bunch of dates to rate. The first thing.
Excuse me.
Oops. I haven't blocked it yet, but I did finish and fix the button on Lucille. So now this is done. I don't even know if it really needs to be blocked. It's pretty good. It looks pretty good. I could block this out a little bit. But here it is. This is in Fiber Stash in Twinkle Toes yarn in the eggplant colorway. The pattern is Lucille. When I showed it last, I had one flower button. See these cute little flower buttons? I had one flower button sewed on backwards, but I took it off and I sewed it back on. So that is done. It just needs blocking. I was going to block it this morning, but I forgot. So that's that. And then I wanted to make something that goes with it, and I have to look up the patterns. I used 2 different patterns.
I thought you already did something.
I did. It's right here.
Oh.
I need to go to... Okay. I did the lacy headband from the pattern Heidi by Jennifer Lee. And the lacy headband looks like this. There. It's just, eyelets. And then, because I wanted it to be a little fancy, I used Natty Knits. And it's called Winter Flowers. And it's by Claire Doornbos, Doornbos, and I made this little, I used the larger one, and then I put, there, you can see it better from here. I put 2 buttons on it. One, the larger size of the button that goes on the sweater. Like I found this little flower button in a larger size, and then I put it on top of another flower button.
Oh, that's very pretty.
So that's like a little baby headband. So
She's so cute. She's going to be so cute.
Yeah, so that is my little set for my new niece who is due.
How much yarn do you have left over?
I don't have a lot of yarn left over. I could have done booties, but I don't know. I could have done booties. I probably still could do booties. It's a pretty significant amount of yarn. But I wanted to do something different. If you watch the show at all, when my other niece before she was born, I made her 4 or 5 pairs of booties and 2 pairs of mittens and 2 hats that were for winter, and then I made seasonal hats for her, and I made a little...
so they have a nice selection.
Yes, they have a ton of hand knits, so I didn't want to do that for this baby because it's another girl, so she can wear all of the stuff that I made for my niece, but I did want her to have one special sweater set from me. So those are done. And then I have to look the pattern up. I have another friend who's having a baby, because everybody's having a baby, apparently. And I made Dino Baby booties. I don't know who these are by. It doesn't say on the pattern. Dino Baby booties. They're matching the hat. They need buttons, so they're not quite finished yet. They're so cute. They have little teeth around the edge. They're so cute. So those are Dino Baby booties.
They're cute.
I love them. I was going to do another booty and hat matching set that I've done before that has scallops on it. They're really cute. And then I thought, well, let me just check what else there is. And I saw these, and it's for a little boy. So I was like, oh, I have to make the monster booties. I call them monster feet. I think they're so cute. So they will go with this hat. And then that'll be done. And then all my baby knitting, I think, for now, is done. So that's all I have on Rate Your Date.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a bit.
I have nothing.
Nothing.
Just my half date, but you guys saw that last week. So.
I also have Whirlwind Romance. It is Tour de Fleece. I have to admit, I have not been spinning a lot every single day.
No, I'm surprised because I thought you would be doing more.
Well, I had to get this done because my sister-in-law is trying to have the baby, so she wants that baby to come now. So I'm like, that has to be done before the baby is born because I don't want that to be late. And then I needed to, this was next up after that. I'm like in the baby mode, so I had to get that done. But I did get almost a bobbin full of plied yarn done. So I don't know. If you will follow me on Instagram, you'll know this. I had...
Oh, that's plied.
It's plied. So this
right.
is plied yarn.
3 ply?
3 ply, yeah. And it will puff up. So this is like a light worsted. So I had already done 2 huge skeins of this. I have 2 skeins of this already done from last fall.
Plied.
All plied and finished. It's in my stash somewhere. And then I had some bobbins that had some singles on them. And since I'm on Team Acreworks, this is my Acreworks Woolly Winder compatible bobbin. Since I'm on Team Acreworks, I have been slowly cleaning the singles off of those wooden bobbins and plying them onto this. And I have cleaned all but 1 bobbin off. So I have spun a lot of singles in order to get rid of the plies that are off. So I just have to spin a little bit more, and then I will have all of this on the Acreworks bobbins. But I did not spin as much as I thought I would, just because I was working on this and these, and
Well, it's funny because you said you may not be knitting as much. You would be spinning.
And then I ended up doing this because I was like, I'm on a roll. I need to just finish this stuff. But I did get a significant amount done. This isn't all that I have. I have another 2 bobbins that are like halfway full of singles, because what I've been doing is spinning until I have about the same amount that's on the wooden bobbins, and then I ply.
Oh, all right.
And eventually all the wooden bobbins will be cleaned off, and I'll just have these. And then I'll keep going. But with this, if I fill this bobbin up, it's probably enough for a sweater, because I might have 3 skeins already done. I have some already done. So we'll just have to see. I don't know what the yardage is going to be. But I'm still working on it. I try to put a picture up, but if I didn't do much, I don't bother to post a project pic. Like if I only spun for like 40 minutes and you can't really tell I had any progress,
Right.
I don't put a progress pic up. And I haven't been posting in the Acreworks thread because when I was up in Maine, I didn't have my laptop with me, and it's a pain to do it from my iPad, so I didn't. But that's where I am. Still working on the sweater. And I know you don't have any.
I got no whirlwind romance.
Future dates. Once I get this off the needles, which will probably be this afternoon, I'll be focusing on my spinning again.
Oh, good.
So I don't really have any future dates. I'm glad I got this done, though. So, all my obligation knitting is done.
That's good. That helps.
What about you? Socks?
Oh, I don't know. I think because of the heat, my mojo's just kind of tanked a little. I really want to undo my color affection and redo that on a larger size needle and wind the balls and really start working on that.
Yeah.
That's what I really want to do. But I will have another sock on the needles just because there are times when a heavy or long shawl just isn't the way to go.
You don't want to drag it around with
No,
you
because
or-
what I'll probably carry, we're going away in a couple of weeks. I'll probably take the color affection shawl and a pair of socks.
Cool.
Whether it is, I don't know, I might try and start the zigzagular socks that I want to do for my It's a Collection, Not an Obsession.
Yeah.
We'll see how mindless it is. I think it should be pretty good, whether or not I can do it in the car.
Yeah, Lois finished hers. They look really cute.
Yeah, what'd she end up doing?
It's a pattern that looks like circles, like honeycomb or...
Cabled or?
No, it's like...
Is it the Fruit Loops pattern?
I don't know. It looked really good, though. She's all done with hers.
Good.
So
So we'll see. I'll try doing them I was gonna do them toe up because I saw somebody do a toe up, and if I'll cast them on. If I find that they're not mindless enough, then I'll cast on something else.
Well,
Just to have mindless, because when I'm driving, when my husband is driving, I can knit while he drives, but if I have to look or concentrate, then I get kind of nauseous.
yeah, me too. That's why that TGV was perfect, because you didn't ever have to look at
Yeah.
it. So, Baubles and Bling. I went to Maine for the weekend to stay with my friend Lois, which I had an awesome time, and I did go to Heavenly Yarns in Belfast.
Okay.
And that is where I bought my Plymouth Select DK in these colors. I have shopped there before, and I knew that I wanted something that was washable, and I wanted something, and I had the idea of blue and gray in my mind, so I wanted to find that. I don't have anything like that in my stash. So
Yeah, I like those colors.
I do too. I think they're like, but they're not like your typical blue and gray. They're kind of like a little bit different. So I like that. So we went up to Belfast and we walked around and we popped into that store, and that's where I got the idea for the booties and hats that I made for MJ's baby.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, I'll just do that pattern again. So I bought this similar yarn, and but then when I got home and I looked through the patterns and I saw these, I had to make them. They were so cute. So then I was like, oh, then I'll just do a different hat too. So I'm pretty happy with it. I love the way this feels. The only thing I have to say about this Plymouth Select DK is it's so splitty.
Is it?
It drives me nuts. It's got beautiful hand. It's really soft, but it's plied. It's got like 10 chain plied plies in it. So if you even like touch it, look at this. If I just do that, can you see how splitty it is? So I don't really enjoy doing anything like knit two together or anything where I have to take it off the needles because it's so splitty. So I think it's beautiful yarn and it feels really wonderful, but I don't think I will be purchasing it again.
What did you use for MJ? Do you remember?
I used Plymouth Encore for MJ's.
Oh, okay.
And I liked the Encore. It wasn't splitty. But this, just because of the way that it's plied, it's really splitty. But that Heavenly Yarns is a nice shop, so if you're ever up in Belfast, Maine, check it out. But that's all. I did buy an ornament. I bought the cutest ornament. I went into this really sweet new shop on the main street in Belfast, and they had a whale. And it's hard to explain, but it was like blown out of that glass where they kind of put a little silver in it, but it's got like blotches, so it looks old-fashioned. Mm. So it's like this old-fashioned glass whale, and he has a little spout coming out and little pearls for teeth. And I was like, I need that. It's a Christmas tree ornament.
No, I understand that. I was
like, I need that. I love him. So I bought him and took him home.
Well, that's good.
So, but that's it for... I think that's it for Baubles and Bling.
I got some things coming up, but not for a little bit. I got Blue Moon should be the end of this month.
Oh, yeah.
And then because I purchased the 10th anniversary, I should be getting the bag. Talk on the Group is next month, but I'm not sure. We'll see.
Word on the street.
Word on the street. Talk on the Group.
Word on the street.
So we'll see.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't buy a lot of stuff up in Maine, although I did find a really cool reusable sticker set for $6 for my niece when I have to take care of her. So,
That'll be good.
yeah, I was pretty excited about that. Well, that's it for Baubles and Bling. Excuse me. Crushes and heartbreak. My big crush was I went up to Maine for the weekend, so I drove up on Thursday morning and I stayed until Monday around noon. I left around noon.
Sorry, my friend, my coworker Linda's texting me.
And we had a really good time. We basically just vegetated for most of the time. We did go into Belfast for the day, and that one day we went into Belfast, it was like 90, and it was so hot. And we were like, oh, we'll go up to Belfast because by the harbor it's going to be nice and cool. No, there was not even a breeze. I thought I was going to die. It was so hot. But I did take Lois out to Dockside Restaurant, which is one of my favorites up there. We went there last year with her, treat her to lunch, and we just had the best time talking, and I got to see her daughter and her daughter's husband, and we just really, it was a good break for me. I slept so well. It was warm at points during the day, but at night it was just, you could have your windows open, and it was just good sleeping weather. And I love it up there.
Good.
So I had a really great time with that. So that's a big crush. A crush and heartbreak is my kids are coming back on Sunday. I miss them.
But it's been nice.
So I want to see them, but it has been nice to have no responsibility for 3 weeks, I have to say. But I'm ready for them to come back. Just
I'm ready to ship mine out.
Gearing up.
I'm ready to ship mine out.
Oh, my cats are driving me more crazy than my kids.
Well, because there's no one to but you.
So every morning, I like to sleep in after my husband goes to work, but they make me get up between 7:30 and 8 because they want me to come downstairs. And they all stand on me until I get up. And I'm like, get off me. And they just keep coming back until I get up. It's like worse than kids. At least my kids, I can tell them, leave me alone, and they'll go back downstairs. The cats, there's no telling them.
That's funny.
So, but, so that's it. My other crush is I might go to that Melting Pot restaurant tonight.
I've been there. It's fun. I haven't been there in a while, but it's good. The only thing I can recommend on that, because when we went, it was with a bunch of girls. It was with the heart moms, the kids who had heart babies. We decided, now this was a bunch of us.
Did I just spray you? Because I got myself.
No, it was a bunch of us, but we decided that it was better to do appetizers and salads and then dessert. The main entrees were not worth it.
Yeah.
Because you're waiting for it to cook in whatever it is.
The pot?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we just decided.
I think we just want fondue.
Well, the appetizers were good. That's the fondue.
Right, we just want fondue.
But the desserts were delicious. Like, the salad just kind of helped with the appetizer and then the dessert.
Good to know.
Because the dessert was like strawberries and chocolate, bananas and chocolate. Because you dip it.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Or I think they had sponge cake and...
I don't know about dipping fruit in chocolate. That's gross, but...
Why? Strawberry-covered chocolate?
I'm just not a fan of fruit and chocolate. I don't know why. I know, it's weird. Everyone loves fruit and chocolate, but for me. And I like bananas alone, but not really with things on them. But when we were in Switzerland, we would get raclette, fondue, all the time. It's like their national food or something. So I thought it would be fun to go because we haven't had it in a long time. But maybe not get a dessert. Did they have any regular desserts that don't involve dipping in chocolate?
I don't recall. It's been a few years.
Maybe I don't want to go.
Well, I don't think everything was in chocolate, but probably because that's the easiest thing to dip.
I don't know. Maybe I changed my mind.
Well, just look at the menu before you go.
Yeah, I'll look it up online. So anyway, that's because it was one of the last nights that we can go out. Neither my husband nor I are going to be home tomorrow night, so I'm like, let's go out one more night.
Well, they're coming home Sunday. You still have Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, but we're probably going to be tired on Friday and Saturday. We have a lot of stuff to get done before my parents get here. So we have to get ready for the contractors. The contractors are coming sometime. I'm waiting to get the contract in the mail. But at least that's all taken care of.
That's good.
So that's it for my crushes and heartbreaks. Not a
Our
lot.
contract is, I finally talked to them. We're going to meet with them on next Tuesday, to make sure that what they have written down is what needs to be done type of deal. And then we booked them for the second week of August because my husband has that week off.
Oh, that's good. So he can keep an eye out. That's really good.
Yeah. So that's a good crush for us. I took my boys to... My oldest son had a doctor's appointment on Friday of last week. So afterwards we just went and went to the movies. I'm just like, what do you guys want to do? And I don't know, something happened that it reminded me of the Minion movie. So we went and saw the Minion movie on Friday. It was cute. Trying to think what else. I always like spending time with my boys. We have a good time. They're good kids. Zachary had a breakdown the other day, but that's just because he's 11. I was going to say he's 9, but he's 11. He's 11 by age, but emotional, I'd say he's a 9-year-old.
Yeah, he's young emotionally.
Emotionally, he's young. Trying to think what else is going on. Just getting ready for our trip. It's been really busy at work. We've been shorthanded with people calling out sick, and just it seems like we're being stricken by, and I don't mean tragedies, but a lot of things have been going on at work with these people.
Yeah.
One thing after another, it seems. And it's, we're shorthanded as it is because we're in a hiring freeze. People are on vacation. So
summer's always hard.
I'm going to an off-site tomorrow, so there's only 4 people at the hospital tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, one person doesn't even come in until 10. It's rough. It's busy. It's rough. You get a little ragged, and if you don't have a really good crew, it makes it for a miserable day.
I bet.
Makes it for a miserable day. I grilled the other day, and it came out really good. I didn't burn anything.
That was so funny.
I had my blood drawn yesterday at another hospital. It was a hospital that, it's like our parent hospital because they kind of bought us out. So they register you before they draw you. So I think he knew what I did for a living.
Yeah.
And he used a green butterfly, which is fine. But I didn't think it warranted a butterfly, but it was 5 tubes. He must have thought elsewise.
Yeah.
But look at what the tape did.
Yeah, that tape gives me a rash. I take the tape off immediately.
So you can see this, and then yesterday.
What's that from?
I was grilling. What was I grilling? Was it yesterday?
Yesterday was Tuesday.
I know, but it might have been Monday night. No, it had to have been yesterday. What the heck did I cook? What do we have for dinner?
Maybe you've early
My
on
gosh.
Alzheimer's.
Whatever we had got eaten. I did hamburgers. I was going to do tacos, but the boys wanted hamburgers, so I just threw some together. And the grill, I was doing something and grabbing, and the lid, that's from the lid. It didn't look this bad last night, but my husband's looking at it like, I don't see anything. Well, now I can certainly show him that.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that was a
heartbreak. There's something in that medical tape that gives me... It's like almost like a chemical burn. I have a problem,
but you know what I think the problem was? Is I left it on for almost all day.
Well, that's the thing.
The longer you leave it on, the worse it gets.
Yeah, I took it off. They tell me to
10
put
to
it on.
15 minutes usually.
As soon as I get out of the room, I just take it off. Unless I'm gushing blood, I just take it off because otherwise it's almost like a chemical burn.
Yeah.
And when I had to have it after my breast surgery, I had like the wound from the tape that they used to hold stuff on, which I couldn't take off, was worse than the actual place where they cut me open. The nurse was like, "Oh my gosh, what happened to you?" I said, "It's the tape. There's something in the tape that I'm allergic to." Who knows?
Another crush is I saw my stepfather on Sunday. We had he cooked dinner for us.
Oh, that was nice.
We had hamburgers, hot dogs, and beef ribs. Those weren't cooked as much. So once I realized that, we told Zachary to stop eating them. They were beef ribs. They were all right. We had hamburgers and hot dogs. They were fun. He was fine. He had a good time with them. his girlfriend's grandkids. I don't even know if there would be any relation.
They're not, because he's not really
No, well, they're not.
to you.
I know they're not any relation, but like, there's not even a phrase to call them.
I would
She's
just
not
call
even
them
a stepmother
cousins.
at
I would
that
just
point.
call them
But
cousins because
cousins twice removed at this point. I mean, they're not
totally removed.
Yeah, there's no biological ties to any of them. They're really nice though. They were fun. She posted a Facebook picture of her 2 kids passed out on her way. She lives in Worcester. And we met in Waltham, and they showed the picture of the 2 kids passed out on the way home. My kids, however, did not pass out, but they're a little older.
Yeah.
Her oldest is slightly younger than Zachary. I think like 11 months younger than Zachary. But we had a good time. I haven't seen him in a long time. I really do need to keep in touch with him more.
You do.
I do. I know. Life gets in the way.
I know.
It's sad to say. I've also taken off my wedding ring because my hands.
Ooh.
That's.
Is it from all the washing?
Yeah, it's all the washing and the Purell. I think it affects my. It affects my skin, and when I put rings on, the moisture just stays there, and it looks nasty underneath my hand when I take my rings off. So I think I might just wear those for like weekends when I'm not working. It looks really bad.
I only wear my rings if I'm going somewhere because I don't like the feeling of having rings on my fingers.
Oh, I love the feeling of rings, but I don't know if it's this particular brand or whatever. I never had this much of an issue, but I'm having a really bad issue with it lately.
Well, the thing is, you're using it so much, it might be forcing some kind of a sensitivity.
I'm using it. Well, you know what it is. I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's forcing the sensitivity, but it's because we have to wash our hands with the Purell and then put gloves on.
Right.
Then we do the patient, and then we wash our hands with Purell again.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it definitely a lot, but once you put them with gloves, it doesn't always last 10, 15 seconds. You could be there for a few minutes trying to find the patient's vein, so I may end up sweating. And
it's making it worse.
Yeah, and I think I have a sensitivity to the gloves we're using.
You might be getting a latex allergy.
Well, it's not latex.
So it's not?
No hospital uses latex anymore. I'll just say that.
Because my husband developed an allergy to gerbils and hamster fur because he used to work in an animal lab. And he would go in there and do work. And the constant exposure to that actually gave him an allergy.
I wouldn't doubt it. But
so I know you can make yourself have.
We were using these gloves before, and then when we switched over to the parent company, we are now using a different type of glove, which is probably slightly cheaper. Because let's face it,
those are the ones that bother you.
Those are the ones that bother me. I think it's the sweat with them together, combined or whatever, just really irritates my skin. Because when I draw in the morning, I'm constantly taking them on and off, on and off, on and off. By the end of the morning draws, my hands are burning.
You should tell somebody about that, because then you don't want it to turn...
Not burning, but, they're hot.
No, I know, but you don't want it to turn into anaphylaxis. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I will. I'll mention it to... But, I mean, there's no rash or anything that can prove otherwise. It's only my saying of how it feels. But I think that's part of the reason why my skin peels as well. Because, it's... Pretty soon I'm not going to have any skin.
That's really gross.
Or at least around this ring area. That's why I took it off. I took it off today. I just got to be careful. I don't want to lose it.
Yeah.
So I put it in a urine specimen cup.
And then take it home and put it away. I keep mine in a drawer. I wear them when I go out places. My husband wears his all the time. So he's always like, how come you never wear your wedding band? And I'll just be honest with you. I am constantly...
See, I have no problem with it. It doesn't bother me. I've missed it for so long, and then I put it back on, and I really like it, but what's been bothering me? And it could be that if I lose just a little bit more weight, it might be able to get some air. I mean, I can take it on and off. It just seems to be building up moisture right here.
Yeah.
And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that we are washing and Purelling our hands constantly.
Yeah.
I just can't deal with it anymore.
I have never been able to wear my rings 24/7.
Oh, I've never really taken them off.
I cannot sleep with rings on my fingers
really?
Because when I'm lying there, I feel like all I can feel is that I have a ring on my hand. It drives me nuts. I have to take it off.
No, it typically doesn't bother me.
It's just rings, though. I wear a necklace all the time. I wear this band all the time. My earrings all the time. I can do that, but rings on my fingers, I can't wear them. And so a lot of the times, like, I could put it on during the day and it wouldn't bother me. I just forget to because I'm not wearing it at night. But when I go out of the house, usually, like if I go out to dinner or something, I'll put them on. I love them. I just don't like the way they feel when I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah. No, I don't have any issues with feeling them. It's just that when during the course of the day, I'm always constantly going like this to try and dry.
Yeah.
Because I can feel the moisture under there and it irritates me. So, I think it's just because of that. Having some fun with nails this week, too.
I saw you doing something fancy.
I think it would have been better if I did it the other way around.
Yeah, I
Green
think
with the
dark
yellow
green
highlight.
with the yellow highlight.
It's all right, though. I had them blue the other day. My coworkers.
Yeah, I need to
it.
paint my toenails, so I was going to do that today.
I was going to do that in a couple of weeks because I have a gift certificate, so I'll do everything before I go on vacation.
Yeah, I hurt my toes in my shoes, and now I really need to paint my toenails because.
The blue.
Well,
what shoes were you wearing?
Sneakers. But I was going down the hill at Arlington National Cemetery, and the tops of my toes were like rubbing against there, bang, 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 for like an hour. And one nail is fine, the other one might fall off.
Really?
It's black. It's like, I need to cover it up though, because every time I look down, I'm like, oh my God. And my mother will have a fit if she sees it, so I need to cover it up. So that's my plan. I'm glad I shared that with everybody on the internet.
Sure, why not? We share everything else. I'm trying to think what else is going on. I lost 4 pounds.
Yay!
I know. A couple of people at work have said, oh, you look like you've lost weight. I'm like, it's only 4 pounds.
I could lose 4 pounds just in my boobs.
I know. I'm like, whatever. But I've been feeling good. I'm still tired because I still don't sleep. Oh, I got a call.
Are you using your thing?
I don't have a thing.
I thought it came.
No, it hasn't. That's why I got to call. I got to call and leave a message. It'll have to be something I do tomorrow. I got to call and leave a message. I do not have a CPAP machine. It's supposed to be coming, and I'm supposed to get fitted. It's been over a month. I got to do that.
Yeah, something's clearly
I also
going
have to
on.
call Comcast. Can you help me with that?
Yeah. Why? What did you do?
I'm trying to see if we can lower our rates.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
I know. Otherwise, we're going to call Verizon and
Yeah,
have them
switch to
switch it.
Verizon.
We do the 2-year game.
Yeah.
Comcast for 2 years, Verizon for 2 years.
I can't go back to Comcast. Comcast was so horrible when we had it that we were like, never again!
Oh, see, we like it. It's just the price. Once your 2 years is up, it goes up astronomically.
Yeah, I gotta remember to cancel my HBO.
And you would think they'd try and have you stay by lowering it down.
They usually do. They lowered mine last time and gave me free HBO for a year. But I gotta remember to shut it off or they'll start charging me $20 a month for it. And then any savings that we had will be lost. So I have to remember to
We've
do
been
that.
actually looking into getting rid of cable altogether, keeping the internet and the phone, and getting Hulu and Netflix.
I have to be honest with you. 90% of the stuff that I watch on TV is Netflix.
Yeah.
Although I did rent a movie on cable today. Yesterday, I mean.
No, the only thing that would hurt us in doing that is we're not sports fanatics, but we do like certain sports. Football's one of them. You can't get it from the internet as nicely as you can get it from television. We watched the Women's World Cup. We probably would not have been able to watch that.
No.
Cam likes tennis. Again, not something you
Maybe
can watch.
you could get a bare bones package.
It still wouldn't be enough to save, so I think we're just going to go to Verizon because we do like our TV. Well, I could care less. It's just background noise to me.
I like mine. I watch TV. But I like Netflix. I watch a lot of stuff on Netflix.
So we don't have Netflix anymore.
And then I have Amazon Prime. I can watch it on Amazon Prime as well. So
we just use Comcast and On Demand, and then my husband will search for whatever he wants on the internet and usually finds it.
Netflix is cheap though. If you
It's
get
$8 for Netflix, $8 for Hulu.
Get them.
No, because right now we're tight for cash, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm tight for cash, but it's kind of one of those things that all of a sudden you're like, oh, I haven't paid that bill. Sugar, sugar, sugar.
Yeah, yeah, that's how I feel after paying for my roof. Fortunately, all the money that we have for the interior stuff
Is covered.
is in a separate account.
Yeah.
Separate from everything, so nobody accidentally thinks they have money that they can spend.
Yeah, we've been doing that too. So
So.
that's pretty much it for me.
Okay, well, we're going to do a book review, and I have it right here.
Tired, sorry.
I forgot that this is not my phone where I can just touch it and it goes.
I know, I do that with my iPad now too.
I'm like, what's wrong? Oh, yeah. So this book, let me see if I can go to the beginning, is Aurora Borealis Mittens. It's all mitten patterns with one bonus tam pattern, and the tam pattern looks like this. It's really pretty. That's something that I might like to make. That's pretty.
That is pretty.
And that was done Nordic Stars Tam by Kim Benefiel Craigs. Shannon Oakey is Knit Girl. She is the person who did all these designs. And we looked at it before we logged on here. Like I said, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 mitten patterns and the bonus tam pattern. And she starts out the book with techniques, which I thought was really helpful. She talks about how to read charts, different cast-ons that you can use, how to prep your yarn, like divide it or make sure that your gradients are going in the same direction if you're doing it with a gradient, and how to weigh your yarn and figure out how to make it into 2 balls. And then she has this great section on cuff options, which, you know, it would be worth reading this book just for that if you like making mittens. I like to make mittens. I usually make 1 pair of mittens a year. She's got 7 different options. Latvian braid, which is where it has a little sideways braid. 1x1 rib, 2x2 rib, 1x1 corrugated rib, which is a 2-colored ribbing, 2x2 corrugated rib, and a picot edge. Picot is what I did on my last pair of mittens, I think. I love picot edging.
This is almost like a picot.
That is a
too.
picot. This is a picot. It's just, I had to
On
do
the
it
end
with a
of
crochet hook,
right.
But yes. It's knit, but you have to pull it through with the crochet hook. It's like a crazy technique. You knit as if you're going to make it a picot, but instead of knitting it together, you pull the stitch through with a crochet hook and put it back on, and then you knit from that. So it's like, makes it fan out like that. It's cute. So that's a really good thing. She also talks about thrums and about using conductive thread if you want to be able to text with your thumb. So that's pretty good. And she gives a section on blocking and how to make liners inside the mittens. So those are all things that you could use in other patterns that you were interested in, not just in this book. Like, those are skills that are good to have in your toolbox. So I really like that aspect of the book. And then she does do a discussion on how to pick your colors and how to do color dominance when you're doing 2-stranded knitting. She refers to a blog by Isolde on how to show which color is going to pop, because depending on which is the dominant color, it'll make the stitches look different. So I can never remember how it works. I just do it and
it works out.
Well, I do it, and if I don't like it, then I go back a few stitches and I switch hands with the colors. That's how I do it. And then she does a really good discussion on Latvian braid. I learned how to do Latvian braid a few years ago, and it's kind of tricky, but she does a nice little, like a whole page on that. So here's Latvian braid if anyone's wondering what I'm trying to talk about. It's those little sideways arrows. So anyway, beautiful mittens. There's this one, purple and white with the patterns. And thrummed mittens. Remember, I made thrummed mittens 2 years ago.
Can I see that for a second?
It's pretty.
Okay.
She has a little story about what the sample knitter thought. a little story about why she developed the pattern. Here's just a plain mitten liner. It's just plain. You can wear it separately, I guess. I love this one. I think this is really pretty. It's got like flowers on it.
Those are your colors too, though.
Yeah, I like blue and green. That one's called Thora, I guess. There's some that have more of the typical like Swedish or Norwegian like snowflake, or it reminds me of a poinsettia.
Yeah.
Nordic stars. So. And then there's some really pretty ones where they've used a solid and a multicolor yarn. I like that effect a lot. That's pretty too. That's with a gradient. Yeah, that's really pretty. Here's a better shot of those two where you can see how they've done the gradient. And she's told you how to make sure that your gradient starts the right color so that they're the same.
Right.
If you care about that. I've done 2 gradient things and I didn't care. I just let them go. These are really pretty. These green and white ones. A lot of different color work patterns that are, I think, kind of pretty. I haven't seen them before. Here's just some plain
I like that. That's,
chevrons.
that would be probably a good one to start a color work dish.
I think the chevron is on the other side of that, but you could put the chevron on both sides if you wanted to.
But it doesn't show you what's on the front?
Well, I think, I'll show you. I'm pretty sure the chevron is on the back of those flowered ones.
Oh, okay.
But you could put it on both sides. There's nothing stopping you from doing that if you don't quite feel up to doing a fancy pattern. There's another one. A lot of different, they're pretty designs, and most of them have like a different pattern on the back. This one has little tiny flowers on it. So, I gotta go back. So this is the main pattern. Has like little tiny flowers on it. And then on the back, it has this very small print.
But they did it reverse on each mitten.
Yeah, so that's kind of neat. Here's that same thing in red and white. It's pretty.
I think certain mittens definitely look different based on what color.
Yeah.
Some I like with certain colors. Like the red and white pops. I think anything with white will certainly make it pop.
Here's some that have like flowering stalks on them. Those are kind of pretty. They're also done with a gradient. 2 gradients, actually. So that's interesting. And then they show these same mittens just in 2 solid colors. It's easier to see the pattern in the solid color one. And then another Norwegian style one with a different pattern on the palm. That one's hard to see. There's not a lot of contrast between those 2 colors. So, this is a better picture of it. This is more high contrast. You can really see the difference between using a low contrast yarn and a high contrast yarn. I have to say, I love these mittens because, this is showing them opposites. They did the same mittens opposite, so you can see the difference. I just like the 2 colors of these together, the orange and the blue. See how they did?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which one I like better. I think I like the orange. It's weird because I like the inside of this one, but the top side of that one better. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird.
This is a pretty one too. This is all flowers. It looks like Delft china, like willow ware china. It's pretty, and that just has like a plain. There's another version of it. I like the blue and white one better. So there's a lot to get out of this book. Here's another one. That's not a very good picture. try to find one. There we go. That one, again, it's a little hard to see the patterning on these because the yarns don't have a lot of contrast. And then there's the tam. That's what the tam looks from the top. That's really pretty. And you could make that to match whatever mittens you picked out. You could do the same two colors.
Yeah.
And then there's a little story at the end about the people that put the book together, the dyers that they used for the yarn, and sources for where she got her pattern designs and the history of mittens.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a really well put together book. I love mittens, so I think this is an awesome book. And if you like mittens, put in the thread which mitten pattern is your favorite, and you can win a copy.
And we'll draw that in 2 weeks, you said, right?
Episode 218. And I am going to start a thread for the prayer and comfort shawl donation. So that'll be, I'll put information about that on the show notes, and it will also be in our group where you can learn more about stuff like that.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
And then, last but not least, we drew a winner for Color Wheel Knits by Vera Valimaki.
And it was 77 people who entered to win the book, and the winner was number 2. Poem Lady, Audrey. So Audrey...
I will make sure you get it.
Yeah. Thank you for everyone who entered to win it.
Yes. All right. And I think that's it. Do you have anything else? Nothing much going on right now in the middle of July in New England. I think the next actual event is Fiber Revival in August. So, but for New England, we only cover New England. There's other stuff probably going on that I don't know.
There's probably a lot of other stuff going on.
But,
I hear about stitches and other things.
Yeah, I'm just for the New England area where we would potentially go. So.
I feel like I'm so lame. I don't go anywhere.
You never have any time.
I don't have any money.
You don't need a lot of money to go to these things.
You need to have money to get there. No, not the local.
Not the local
about,
ones.
no.
Oh, I mean going away.
Yeah, you need money to get there.
Well, my problem with going anywhere in the summer is I don't want to go anywhere hot.
Oh, yeah, I would agree on that.
So if it's in like the South or Florida, that's just going to be way too hot for me. The zombie retreat, that's possible.
That's in Minnesota.
Minnesota, because I could go see all the rels, everybody.
Oh, that's right. You have
whole half of my family lives up there.
Yeah, my problem is I just don't have the money. I mean, I have issues trying to save for Rhinebeck, and that's driving, never mind.
See, right now, my two big things that I go to are Rhinebeck and Maryland, so I don't know if I want to. I like doing that. I don't know if I would give that up to go to a retreat. And a part of it for me is that I just don't really enjoy taking classes on things that much. I mean, I could use a couple of spinning classes, but I would not take a knitting class.
It's funny, because I keep looking at classes, and there's nothing that I can do that. I can find out how to do that. There's nothing there that...
Well, there are different people. Some people really benefit from sitting in a classroom and having somebody show them how to do a technique. That is a good way for people who learn that way to do really well. With knitting, I really feel like I don't need that kind of hands-on, but I do like that in a spinning class. But I have been spinning for a while, so...
You're almost getting to the point where there's not much...
There's not much left that I can... I mean, you can always learn more and brush up your techniques more, and,
There is one class that I would like to take, and that's learning how to do the cricket loom.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun.
But I haven't been able to find any local places here. Because we happen to run into that up at Spa. They were doing a...
Yeah, I'd like to take a
but I
class
haven't found
on
anything.
doing art yarn, like just to know how to do it, because that's something I don't do. So I think that would be interesting. I'd like to take a class on plying just to brush up my techniques, but I'm not motivated enough to actually go to a place and take it.
I I don't know. If
Like if a class comes to me, like the Abby Frankemont class, if she was teaching like either of those classes, I would have been in like Flynn, man, because I'm just gonna go there anyway. But so I don't know. I'm just not like a
See, if it was fairly local, I would be willing to drive to do the loom. I've watched enough videos, but it's still.
What I do like the retreats for is the marketplace. I would go to the marketplace of any
See,
place.
for me, the marketplace is, again, I look at the stuff that they're selling and I'm like, yeah, I have pretties like that at home.
See, I just like it because, you know, it's like why I like going to Maryland and Rhinebeck. There's a section of that festival that I don't see. Like in New England, if you go to a lot of New England festivals, which I do, there are a lot of repeat players. You're like, yeah, I can skip this whole barn because all these people I just saw last weekend at New Hampshire Sheep and Wool. But when you get down to Maryland, there's a whole section of people that don't vend in the Northeast, and you're like, ooh, I don't get to see that. Well, that's like if you get
a chance to do Stitches West or something.
Stitches West would be interesting to me.
You see a whole bunch of different players, like you said. Also, I mean, that's what I've noticed when you, so I'm Instagram friends with a lot of people overseas. And they're like, oh, yeah, we got this. And I'm like, that's nice yarn. And then you're like, it's UK. I'm like, ugh. And they probably say that about U.S. yarns. Because it's not that we have anything against the yarns. It's the shipping. We would love to be able to get the yarns.
For the poor European people, if they like something in the U.S., it's the VAT.
Yeah.
The hideous VAT.
I mean, that's where it comes in. Because I see a lot of nice yarn on the UK
me too.
Friends that I follow, and I'm like, oh, that's lovely. And then I look on Etsy
even just
or wherever.
In Canada.
Yeah,
Canada,
that too.
Like the shipping is crazy. So
I would love to be able to get some.
But it would be wonderful to see those people at
an event.
An event where they come down.
But I bet you they have a lot of events over there that we just don't know about. You know, obviously.
Well, yeah, Canada. We could go to Canada.
No, but I'm saying like even UK or they.
Oh, the UK has tons of fiber events. But I can't afford to go to the UK for a fiber event. I think Maryland is about as far away as I can afford to go for a fiber event. You can't talk your hubby into letting you go to UK, huh? No, I don't think so. Not unless he went with me and I had the kids too. And then that would just kind of like...
defeat the whole purpose of getting away. Yeah, I understand on that one.
But I can't complain because I'm really lucky. In New England, there are plenty of events to go to.
We do. We have a lot. Of course, it just, for me, trying to get there, and that's the biggest problem for me is, and again, it's because I work odd hours, or I don't even know what you'd want to call it. I work in the medical field. There is no weekends off.
Well, there are. You just don't always have one.
Well, I have to work every third, so I have 2 weekends off before I have to work one.
So you don't know.
No, and I'm kind of subject to wherever my weekend falls. The good thing so far, knock on wood, is it does not fall on Rhinebeck.
Well, I have to say,
at some point it will.
I have to admit, I'm kind of getting burned out on Rhinebeck.
The festival itself, yeah.
Not the hanging out.
Not the get together. I know. That's awesome. Why it's like, I think last year when we went, we're like, Rhinebeck, yeah, we'll get there when we get there because there's nothing there that I need. Although this year I wouldn't mind trying to find a skein of Yowza, Miss Babs Yowza. Yeah. But like you said, it's
go in the afternoon when nobody's there.
It's not gonna. I don't need to have the Rhinebeck color.
Right.
You know what I
mean? I'm thinking of not even going at all on Saturday this year and just going on Sunday and spending the day on Saturday doing something else, or maybe just not going in until 1 o'clock.
I don't know. I still would want to go because there's usually people there that I like to see.
Oh yeah,
not necessarily the meetup. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. It's just.
It's the people.
It's so crowded on Saturday. It wasn't like that when I first started going. Now it's so crowded.
I didn't think it was that bad last week.
Last year wasn't as bad as the year before. The year before was so bad.
Yeah, the year before. Last year wasn't so bad.
No, last year wasn't bad at all. You know what it is? I go to these things and then I end up spending money on stuff that I really don't need.
See, that's why I like, not like why I like going, but the last 2 years I've barely spent.
Well, I've spent a fraction of what I normally spend, but I don't know. I also, the crowd makes me really stressed out. Like, it's stressful.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. But, like I said, I'm getting kind of burned out on Rhinebeck. I gotta find something different to do. Instead of Rhinebeck.
UK.
You're gonna pay for it? If you're gonna pay, then I'm
If I win the
on
lottery,
board.
sure, I'll pay
I am
for it.
totally on board if you're paying for the UK.
If I win the lottery, sure.
Because they have a bunch of fun stuff going on over there that I'd
I'm
love
sure
to
they
go
do.
to. That would be fun. Or New Zealand would be really fun. I was hoping we were going to go there for Jim's sabbatical, but he didn't take a sabbatical, so we're not going to New Zealand.
Kind of helps.
So,
on that note, I think that's it.
On that daydreamy note.
I know. Next week.
You're going to still be home, right?
Yeah, I'll still be home. Couple more weeks.
We'll record.
We'll record. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thanks for listening to our ramblings this week.
I know. Knit with heart.
Knit with heart. See you next week.
Bye.